Hello, good morning. My name is Emmanuel, ESANGBEDO. I want to make a strong appeal to my friends, my brothers, my sisters, the people of Nigeria at home and abroad. We've been on the issue of the president's health for a while, and I think we should lay that to rest. Let him sort himself out. Health is wealth. We need a healthy president, as a matter of fact. But basically, we need to move on. We have a vice president, an acting president at the villa right now who's making things happen. But I want to stress on something very important. And that is the issue that our nation is in need of fresh hands and fresh minds. The call from different corners for development in every sphere is getting louder. The food scarcity is an issue. The diversification process to agriculture by this administration is an issue. The manufacturing sector have their issues. The energy sector has its issues. The education sector has issues. But I think, this is just my opinion, that each time our government comes up with a budget and I look at it, I see the budget as a plan for your home. You budget for your life, you budget for your home and all that. So when you're budgeting, it's a statement of intent. And with the statement of intent over Nigeria over the years, it's a lose-lose situation, lose-lose document. That document indicates that government is not serious with development in this country. I don't care who is in charge. Before it was PDP, now it's APC. But the change is not reflected in that vital document. Even if, you really can't meet everything there, but your intent is portrayed by that document. It speaks volume. Let's just start from there. So when you have looked at the analysis of our budget over the weeks, and it's embarrassing. And looking at the schedules from how we're going into recession and how the government plans to get this country out of recession, at least a plan, at least a plan. It is glad that there is no plan. So that's what that's why people like us are skeptical about how this government is going to get us out of this. But that aside, this call is basically for every one of us, from the north, the south, the east, and west. I think we should stop fighting ourselves. This country is for all of us. There's enough blessing to go around everybody. As long as you're willing to work and able to work and set to get a job, there's enough to go around and satisfy everyone. So I believe at this point we should sheathe our swords from the Niger Delta even up to the north, from the east and the west. Because the reason why people are trying to break away, I think, is just dissatisfaction. If they were satisfied, they want to break away. Africans are struggling to be citizens of the United Kingdom. Africans are struggling to be citizens of the United States. They don't want to break away. They want to be part of it. So it's just that the system is not working. If the system was working, people would want to break away. So the bottom line is for a workable system. We need to get that clear. The bottom line is for a system that is working. There are ways to prevent people from gaining access to loose funds. The TSA is beautiful, but the rerouting of the TSA is ugly, because those funds should have been tied down, especially at this time when Nigeria needs funding. Those funds, yes, are the TSA, but should be rerouted back into the banking sector so funds can be made available to individuals and organizations who have proved themselves over the years to the commercial banks that they are credit worthy and they need funds to run their businesses. So the rerouting of the TSA is faulty, and so it's not working. It's antagonistic of the growth of our country. So there are certain policies. Okay, the government is blocking the border. We don't want to import. But guess what? The bag of rice now is over 20,000 because we do not produce enough. Even if the headline says we produce enough, if the headline says we produce enough rice for Nigeria, we're the second largest producer of rice, the price should come down because when the supply exceeds demand, that is the case. So why are we second largest producer and the rice? Before rice was 8,000, the bag of rice now is 20,000. So that economic, statement does not make sense at all. So it becomes as if we're deceiving ourselves and we're going about a crazy cycle. It's not going to work. I feel sorry for law enforcement. The burden is so much. I feel sorry for teachers who are working and things are not going on. The minimum wage is 80,000, so people get 9,000. This is not how it should be. We can make this thing go round. We can get this country out of the doldrum. So I'm asking, are you a Nigerian out there? Look for a group. Look for an individual who is heading to the front with solution. Join hands with that one. Join hands with that 2, 3, 4. Let's make things happen peacefully. It's better now because we need to have an alternative for what's going on. There's a mad search now for the voice and the people, the men and women that can get this country back on track and fast. The search is on. If you are that person who have an answer in a little way, project yourself forward, push yourself up in any way, and let us connect and move Nigeria forward. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria can be great. We pray for the quick recovery of our president. He's going to get well soon and then get back to work. We know that things will not remain like this. I pray things change as a dispensation. But from the way things are, we need to prepare ourselves to deliver the goods. We should prepare ourselves to be elected into public office or appointed into public office. So we don't go there and mess up. So we need to read the books right now. We need to do our research very well. We need to ask the right questions, meeting the right people, go about the right result, looking at shelves of projects, getting researches that matter, looking at reports that have been presented. Because when we step in, we should not, when that group step in, I hope I'm part of it, I hope you're a part of it, we will not be able to spend time on conferences. We just go and dust those books and look at reports, from Wales reports, even beyond and after, and begin to dig out facts, dig out quality reporting that can move the nation forward. I'll end up by saying something. I want to refer to what His Excellency and the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, urged the Nigerian youth that we should come together. We vote these people into power. That's the truth. We have the power. Forget about money. We have the power. We can vote them out and vote one of us in or some of us in who can get the job done. And if that person does not get, that group does not get the job done, we vote them out again. We have the power till we get it right. And I hope we get it right the next time. God bless you all. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria first.